I'm live. Yay. Always wonder how much of the before I'm live part shows up on the video. That's funny. All right, shift return. I'm posting our link here on the website. Link to join. Link. All right, so bold. Link. Enter. Edit. Settings. Open. Update. Update. All right. We are going to be preparing to now get some fingerstyle guitar on, rock and roll, yay! And hello, beautiful people. Come to denverguitarorchestra.com, download the sheet music, and join us here. We will start in 2 minutes. Vic is here. We're waiting on Evelyn and Nancy. That's our crew. And plus, usually one or two others sneaking around in the background. And we'll get everybody in here. We're going to play YMCA to start off. So get your YMCA up and ready to rock. And sound is good. Okay, thank you, Thank you, Vic. And we'll make this happen. So let's see. There's that. There's that. There's that. All right. I just got to pull up my copy of the sheet music. Let's go to guitar and book. No, we're not in the book. YMCA is it's a new piece, new arrangement. YMCA. Evelyn, you had a Here's how it works in Evelyn's world. It's perfect every day, except for occasionally you have an earthquake. Oh my gosh! I hope everything's good. That's we live in Colorado, and the only earthquakes that have ever happened here have been man-made. They dug a hole one time, like 5 miles into the ground, and filled it up with water to cause an earthquake. But yeah, we don't have those here. Hopefully everybody's okay. That's kind of scary. Um, I don't know. Is that well? I guess you're in the Andes, right? So that's continental shelf. Of course, this is Rocky Mountains. That used to be a continental thing where they smashed together, but that was several millennia ago. Well, goodness. All right. So still a nice day in spite of the earthquakes, right, Evelyn? All right, let's play guitar, guys. I want to just basically knock things out today. It's already it's already Tuesday. It feels like Friday. Um, let's make sure you're up in tune. I have these cheap tuners that I bought years ago. I feel like I got to get the good out of them. One of the things you guys might see me doing from time to time, if you got one of these cheapo tuners, that came with your guitar or whatever, a lot of times they're not going to work very well. And so what I like to do, and I got a pro taught me this years ago, you go like this, and the tuner does nothing. It's like it's too low. I don't know what the heck you're wanting me to do. So I will do a harmonic on 12. Just barely tap, barely touching this right above the 12th fret wire. So the wire in the front of the 12th fret. And what that does is it isolates that exact frequency there by getting that harmonic, and then your tuner can read it a lot easier. So if I'm doing it right here, it tells me, yep, that's an A. Okay. And it says, oh, that's a teeny tiny bit high on a D. It's a little even higher on a G. Oh, right on B. Okay. So it's a way to help out cheap tuners. If you have a good tuner, you don't have to worry about that. But on these old-fashioned tuners, usually just a little bit of that is helpful. Oh, hey, Pauline. Glad you're here today. That's exciting. We're playing YMCA, which is our level 4 ones first. So Pauline, you can, I know you don't have a copy of that right now. We'll zip through that, and then we'll be going level 3, level 2, level 1. And so you get a sense of where we're at with everything, Pauline. Delighted you're here, by the way. All right, so let's grab YMCA. Those of you who are level 4 and paid for the music, we'll knock this out real quick. It is 6 verses long. We're never probably ever going to play more than 2. Well, maybe on Thursday night we might play all 6, but during the day we're never going to play more than 2. So remember, you play down through measure 8. Then you come back and play again 1 through 8. Then we have that percussion noise, bum, 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 bum. Then we're going to play 10 through 18. Then we're going to go back and play 10 through 18. And then we will play 19 to the end. Sorry, the second time through, we play 10 through 18, go back, play 10 through 16, skip 17 and 18, and then play 19 to the end. Okay, and then if you wanted to play the full song, when you get 19 and 20 at the end of measure 20, then you go back and you start that whole process all over again. The first 8 measures twice, then measures 10 through 18, 10 through 16, go back around, and then decide at measure 20. Measure 20 gives you that opportunity to decide, am I going to go do 2 more verses or have I had enough? Okay. Let's review chords. A chord. Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said F sharp minor. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said D chord. Young man, 'cause you're in a new town. There's no E7 need to be unhappy. Then you would go back to the beginning. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. So, okay, so those are your chords through that section. Then you're going to get yourself some percussion here, either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't necessarily like you banging around with your strings up against your fret wire. That's a good way to ruin your strings and your frets at the same time. But a lot of people do that, right? I think probably just boom, 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 boom is fine. And then no chord. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything that you need to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel. 1, 2, 3, and then you'd make that decision. Do I go all the way back to the beginning, or do I just finish up? And when in this case, in this class, we're finishing up. You can do whatever you feel. 2, 3, 4. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Yeah, I'd probably put that full bar on there. Okay, so those are your chords. Obviously, as we've talked about the last day or two, or into last week, I think, right? We did this, worked on this last week a little bit. The F sharp minor is one of the bigger bummers, right? But the structure of the song, no matter which key I put it in, there's going to be bar chords. This was the least annoying of the chords. Okay, so there's that. And then when you get to B7, your middle finger goes down, and then these two guys just drop down. Okay, so there's your B minor. Okay, pretty challenging little bar chords, but it's not. Those are very common bar chords. They are going to come up a lot, and so don't feel like we're ruining your life by making you do these bar chords. They are coming up a lot, and so you just want to get used to them. And as we've talked about a million times, if your bar chord, that's what you're doing right now, that's what you're doing right now, and you don't lose sleep over it. The day comes when they come in, right? B minor is Might be that one. Might be that one. Doesn't matter. As long as your timing is right, it doesn't matter what your chord is. Okay. All right. So that's the chords. Not exactly. If you're a singer, they're actually quite pleasant. Even I'm getting. They're even in my range, right? And I don't know what else to say about the chords. Let's play the melody. Okay. From the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. Go back to 10. And then I played right into 16. I got caught on my own, hoisted on my own petard, right? So if you're coming into 16, you're thinking, am I going, I'm got to go that second ending, which is on the third page. It's an unfortunate page break, but it is what it is. So it's, then have a good meal. You can turn the page, do whatever you feel free, and then you decide if you're going to go back and play it again. But I got beat up on that repeat, and so then we're going to finish up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. And on my cheap guitar here, that 5 blank, kind of not particularly well intonated, but if you got a decent guitar, that's going to just ring out pretty. Bling, nice A note to end it. What was I going to mention? Oh, down in measure, pick up to 14 into 15 and 16. Really, you're going to want to play that in second position, right? Because you got 2s and 5s. If you get into second position, boy, you're all set. You're doing great. Okay. All right, let's run through the tough acts, and then let's get back to some other playing songs. Okay, from A chord to get started, and then I don't know what else to say about A chord. Hit the 2, partial A. That's just for a space filler. 2-0, partial A. O. Put your ring finger back down. This little deep A here is just for space filler. 2-0. And then grab your F sharp minor here. Grab the 2 right after. Hit the 0-2 is a space filler. 2-0. 2-0-2-0-2-0. So you notice I'm having to lift my bar up and down on there, but I'm not letting my 4s go, right? I'm going to have to just be moving my bar around to get those melody notes in. And then measure 5, you grab your D chord. 0-0 0-2 is a space filler. Slide back to the 2. 3-2. That comes up a lot. This 3-2 move, that comes up a lot. Lift up the rest of your D chord here. Put a 2 down, hit a 3, and regular D chord. 5-2. 4 with your D chord. Now notice here you're hitting the melody note before you go back and hit the chord. 3, 2, oh. Okay, and then we'll go back. Let's just forge forward because we're going to go back and play the whole thing correctly. So we now know what we're dealing with. Of all of the things that are going to happen, measure 8 is by far the most likely place to have a tragedy happen. Because you got these notes that don't really belong. You're hitting the melody note before the chord and all this stuff. Okay, let's go into measure 10. Tough acts is the same as melody. Then you got a nice bar on A, regular A chord. Roll down to get the 2, hit the melody note, and then hit the chord. 2-2-0. 4 strings on the A chord. 0-2. And then now here's where you got to do things. You got to get things kind of right. 1 has to be on the 2. Ring and middle have to come up over here to 4. Okay, so that's a little bit of a annoying moment. Then lose your, don't play that, you play this index finger, that melody note, and 13 turns into, while you're holding the 2, hit the open again. That motion right there is really going to be required to get measure 13 into 14 correct. Okay. Now you can go to your 5s. And so you get this 5, 2, and then you've got to slide up to get him on 3, A minor shape, pinky on 5. Go grab your B minor 7th, but you only need the bottom 4 strings. And then a nice D chord with your 5 here. Open, back to the D chord with the 5. Those 2 zeros there at the bottom are just space fillers to get you back up to 10. Second time you come through, you're going to skip 17 and 18. You're going to go to play 19, okay? And you're still in that D chord with your pinky. Whoops, sorry, it's a 0. Space filler. And the same as major 10. Bar chord. A chord. 2-0 chord. 2-2-0 chord. 0-2 E7. Slide up. 2-0 bar chord. Pinky on 5. Okay, so those are all the things you're going to be facing. Okay, easy to talk about, hard to do. All right, I think honestly, the hardest part here in measures 6 and 7, measures 3 and 4, lifting up your bar, getting all your zeros in, that's a little bit of a pain. And then that little figure there at 13 into 14 is really a pain. Other than that, I think you got a fairly playable arrangement here. Okay, super slow, no reason to rush. We're going to play the whole thing twice through on each section. Okay, as written verses 1 and 2 is what we're really doing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. top. Tap, 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 rest. Bar. Let me get it on the right strings. Measure 10. Turn the page. Go. Let's wrap it up. E7. Bar chord, pinky on 5. So hopefully that's coming together for you. I just about feel like I have my fingering together, and so we got about 10 days or something left on this song, and it's starting to come together. Okay, hopefully it's starting to come together for you. It doesn't matter how you're playing it. If you're playing just chords, if you're playing just melody, also equally noble aspirations. But obviously, I always want you playing tough acts if you can do it. All right, let's move into book 3, guitar. Book 3, we're doing them backwards today because we didn't get through them all yesterday. Trumpet Voluntary. Went through all of the details of this yesterday. I think the chords themselves are just your basic level 1 chords, A, D, E7 instead of an E. And so there's not a ton to talk about there with the chords. The harder part of this one is getting your repeats right. Okay, so you go play all the way down through measure 16, and then you're going to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, play down through measure 8. Okay, so you've hopefully put a yellow line at the beginning of measure 9, and at 8 you jump all the way to 17. Play down through 17 to the end of the song, and then it says DCL fine. It means go to the head and play to the fine. So you're going to go again back to the very top of the page and play down through measure 8. Okay, and 8 has the fine on it. Okay, so let's play just the melody. Let's make sure we know what the song is. Okay, and again, kind of an old-fashioned tunes. Heard at weddings once in a while. Probably not anymore. They probably don't play it at any weddings, but it's still a nice little tune. Okay, so we'll play the whole thing as written, just the melody, and see how you do. Okay, don't go fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. Measure 5. 9. To the top, go. Jump to 17, go. Back to the top through measure 8. Melody's not too rough, right? A couple of places where there's a little bit of paying attention, but for the most part, the melody's pretty straightforward. So then let's run through the tough acts, okay? Play just as written, okay? We played through this yesterday, I believe, right? And so let's take just a minute to just make sure everything's going smooth with that. And again, if you're not playing tough acts, which is perfectly fine, play along with me in the melody. Okay, or if you're not ready, honestly, you're ready for melody, right? You know that the melody is what we do. Okay, take a little bit of time to practice your chords. Okay, whichever works for you. All right, I'm just gonna play it as written, top to bottom. See how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, guys. Where am I at here? There it is. Golly. Let's start from measure 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way back to the top. 18. Last time to the top. Of course, don't let up on this until the guitar stops ringing or until you use your right hand to stop it. Um, Perfectly pleasant tune, right? Nothing terribly brutal about it. Just absolutely one of those songs that seems to go on for a while. So, like it. I like it. I like that tune. I don't know why. All right, Trumpet Voluntary. Hopefully that's coming along for you. Or if it's not, you know what's not going well. Okay. Level 2. How we doing on time? We're doing great. The more we get together. Remember yesterday, first time I'd ever played this arrangement of it, and it was a bit of a mess. It's harder not knowing the melody. Yeah, and so a lot of songs, what I like, and Vic's point is not unimportant. Whenever a guitar teacher tells you, here, let's play this. Most of the time we're hoping like heck that you have heard the song, right? But there's going to be plenty of tunes. We live in a world now and we no longer have a common musical heritage, right? So everybody's downloading whatever. Back in the 70s, you could count on everybody knew Joni Mitchell and Simon and Garfunkel and Neil Diamond, and you could just count on it, right? And now you can't count on any of that. We have no consistent musical anything. And so in elementary schools, they're no longer getting solid musical education, not because those music teachers aren't trying. It's just that they only get the kids one day a week, if that. And so they're busy trying to get the Christmas show together, right? So they might know a few Christmas tunes, and then they know a few Disney tunes because they grew up watching Disney. But outside of that, we don't have any sort of common theme that goes through things. So you're going to get handed music all the time you don't know. And the biggest thing I recommend to people is go spend a little bit of time off guitar studying that music, with the sheet music over, and go listen to the MP3, really study what's going on here. What's the song trying to get at? Go to YouTube, double check. Hey, Gary's arrangement sounds like this. I'm going to go listen to a few done by, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir or whatever. It doesn't matter who. Go listen to a few different arrangements of it. Get into the zeitgeist a little bit of the song, because reading the notes and going cold is what they had to do back 100 years ago. We don't have to do that anymore. We have resources, we have YouTube, we have these MP3s that I post on the website. So it gives you a chance to kind of get used to what the song is about a little bit prior to tackling it. You guys have to know, by the time I have a piece of sheet music for you, I have probably listened to that song 50 times, easy. And I've researched it on Wikipedia, and I've researched it on YouTube, and I've gone over to Mudcat to double check lyrics, and I've done all this other stuff to try to come to terms with what the song is before it ever ends up being a part of your notebook. Right. And it's not an altogether terrible idea for you to just spend just a little bit of time off guitar, just studying the song a little bit. The more we get together, this isn't a song we typically sing outside of elementary school, even if that, and it's really a British tune. And so we don't spend a ton of time with it. And so it's not a bad idea. Hey, I'm going to go listen to MP3 a few times. I'm going to look at the chord structure, sort of try to actually physically read the standard notation notes to see if that gives you any clues of what you're supposed to do. And I think overall, it's a real good idea to do all that stuff. Okay, let's go through it. Got our G chord to get started with. I'm just going to play the tough acts. Okay, you guys play the chords or the melody. The chords are G and D. So the G chord, more we get together, 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 right? So we did that the other day. And the melody, again, is nice and pleasant, easy to get along with, all in first position, if I remember right. And so you don't have anything that's overly challenging melodically. And so that's the kind of melody we like, right? Where we can probably knock that out as we go along. I think I sang it in Girl Scout. Yeah, probably in a Girl Scout song. I wouldn't be at all surprised it's a Girl Scout song. Okay, so let's go straight to tough acts. Plus we're running out of time anyway. Okay, from the top, 1, 2. Let's go do it again, just one more time, whichever way you want to play it. Second ending. I hope Girl Scouts are singing that. That's wonderful. That's a really lovely little tune. I can spend an hour just going over and over and over that. What I found just now is that if you really do officially commit to grabbing the full chord on the D and the full chord on the G every time, I think that it's going to go a little bit more smoothly from a tough axe perspective. Yesterday, I think I was fighting it just a little bit because I was trying just to grab the necessary notes. Um, and I know better, right? I teach this stuff, and I know better than to not just grab the full chord and hope for the best. And it does seem like if you're just grabbing the full chord, I think you will be in great shape. Um, okay, and then we got just enough time to squeeze in row, row, row your boat, right? Level 1. I love this tune, except that you got to know where your 10 is. If you don't know where your 10 is, you're doomed, okay? Because you're going to be coming up here 10, and then you got to get all the way back to this D. Okay. Recommend probably plucking this one, but you can try strumming it and see what happens. Let's play through it 3 times. We can play through it 3 times. First time, let's sing it, strum the chords. Second time, let's play the melody, just the melody. Third time, grand finale, we're going to play the tough acts. Okay, so you'll know whatever level you're at. Got those chords? No problem. Got the melody? No problem. Got tough acts? No problem. It's time to move on to level 2, right? Or can't play the chords? Better stick in level 1. Can't play the melody? Better stick in level 1. Can't play tough acts? Nobody can play tough acts. Perfectly fine. Okay. All right. Chords first, melody second. Big finish on the chord melody version, tough acts version. And notice I gave you 3 sets of lyrics. The first one is the regular one. Second one is about standing up and not falling in the lake. And the third one I wrote myself: shred, shred, shred that axe, rock like you're a star. E-A-D-G-B-E, don't you dare mess with me. Master of guitar. Okay, that should be standard in all textbooks. Here we go. Chords first, melody second, tough acts third, grand finale for today. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Melody. Okay, chord melody. Love that too. All right. Question, comments, or concerns, you'll let me know in the chat box. Hopefully, your guitar playing, you're finding a way, right? You're finding a way through this forest of guitarness. Um, if this was 1970, or if I was a regular guitar teacher, just we would just be strumming those chords and singing like nobody's business. But because we don't necessarily always want to sing, we want to increase the complexity, increase the depth of what you can get out of this. And am I a great guitar player? No, but what I am is somebody who can take a piece of music and create something. And I'm looking for the song that says, hey, this is my song. I own this song. I love Vic. I love Row, Row, Row Your Boat. I'm going to make it my own, right? And then you find your way between playing the chords and singing, between playing the straight melody and possibly doing a duet with somebody else who's playing chords, and then just taking over the whole show and being the chord melody person. And when you decide that, there comes this day when you're like, I'm going to own this song, that you just start playing it every single day, just in your free time. You like that? You like that arrangement? That arrangement is actually fun. I absolutely adore teaching that piece of music. I love Frere Jacques, the very first Frere Jacques in the book where we're in open position, and I love teaching Row, Row, Row Your Boat. The other songs in here are okay. They're very skill based, right? There's things you got to know and things you got to learn, but Row, Row, Row Your Boat is what I always look forward to. Like way down here, way back there. See if you can get it exactly perfectly in time. It's a lot of fun. Glad all of you guys could join us today. We ended up with 6, which is a good number for us on this time slot. This is hard stuff to do, and so hopefully you're finding your way, and hopefully you're sending me an email if you need a little bit of extra guidance, or you're like, I don't know what the heck he's talking about, or whatever is going on. I hear all the time from ukulele players. I never hear from guitar players. I assume that's because you have everything perfect and nothing is scary or weird. But I really do want for you to end up to being a better guitar player than I am. I've raised a few guitar players that have exceeded me by quite a bit, so I know that this program works, and I know that it's will provide. This thing is hard, right? This is a tough instrument, and it will provide you with a lifetime of aggravation, and that's what we want. That's exactly what we can do with this thing. And so keep showing up. Pauline, if you'll toss me an email, I'll forget to do that. So if you will toss me an email that you'd like to see YMCA, I'm going to be more than happy to give it to you. Those of you guys who have not been around for very often, levels 1, 2, and 3 are all posted on the website, denverguitarorchestra.com. The entire thing is posted there. The books are not posted there because those I hope to sell someday, but the individual song sheets are posted up there. And then level 4 you got to ask me for, because that's modern music and it's copyright and all this stuff. So so there we go. hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe. It's crazier than ever out there, and I hope things are going. I hope things are going well for you in your neighborhood. We're having a scary world right now, so keep playing guitar. I will see all of you tomorrow. Hopefully, we're going to keep doing this on. Remember, at Thursday night we have the YMCA only concert where we just really dive into that at a ridiculous granular level to really get that good, and hopefully you'll find your song that you just love playing there. So I'll see all of you tomorrow this time slot. Be good. Thanks, Pauline. Thanks, Ellen. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks, Vic. Have a great day.